Welcome to our exciting journey. Remember, every great coder started with a single step, and making mistakes is just part of the adventure. Think of this project as your own 100 Days of Coding challenge, each day bringing new projects, fun games, and valuable lessons. Don't worry if things don't go perfectly the first time. Every error is a stepping stone to mastery. Keep pushing, stay curious, and celebrate every small victory along the way. You're building skills that will last a lifetime. So let's dive in and make this project awesome. Today's project is called the Number Guessing Game in Python. In this project, you'll learn how to create an interactive game that challenges players to guess a randomly generated number. We'll use loops to keep the game running, the random module to generate unpredictable numbers, and import custom modules to organize our code. Get ready to build a fun, engaging, and educational game that sharpens your programming skills. Let's get started.
So far, I have mimicked the behavior of this random number guessing game. We first print to the user, "Welcome to the number guessing project. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. You give them two options, easy or hard." I don't know what the difference is between easy or hard yet, but for now, it looks like there's a factor of basically saying, here is the number, right? We want to store it once, have that random number. This is the number of guesses. Right? Because you start with the first guess and you subtract 1 each time you go through the loop. Let's debug this a little bit further. I don't know if this is correct. We want to put this before this logic, right? And for some reason, we have this. We don't need it. But there's something that changes if it's easy or hard. Then we start the game and we start iterating. Why don't we say we have 1, 2, 10 guesses. This is the number, right? And then what do we do here? First we ask for their guess, right? That's the number, and let's input guess. Let's make a guess. Between 1 and 100. Great. So, if guess equals number, you guessed right. Break. Okay. But what do you do if they didn't guess correctly? We'll do an else if. I spelled that wrong. Else if. Elif, that works better. Guess is bigger than the number. Then say print too high. Perfect. You have this many guesses left. And then it asks you to guess again. I think we want a while loop. But let's let's see what this looks like first, and then we'll debug it from there. Okay, let's just say easy. I'm going to guess 2. Does the number change? Let's debug and say print number. I know revealing the answer is probably not how you want to play a game, but I just want to double check that this isn't getting generated each time. Ah, yeah, see, it's generating a new number each time. So first let's take this out. Okay, great. Let's not print the number anymore. And let's start over. Okay, easy. I still don't know how it's going to make it easy or hard. Okay, it's too low. So let's start with 50. It's too high, so it's between 2 and 50. How about 7? Still too low. How about 12? Still too low. Okay. 40? Too high. 30? Too high. Okay. 20? Still too high. I have one guess left. So it's between 12 and 20. 17? Whoa! I guessed right. Lucky me. Anyway, let's give it some ASCII art.
Thank you, Rachel. Now let's move on to the challenging part, implementing functions and continuous plays to enhance our system's capabilities.
Okay. So, to make this a little bit more hard and to use the functions and global variables, we are going to make some changes to this code. So right now we have a loop that says you guessed until the guesses run out, and we don't have anything that sets it as a function or lets you play again. So first, let's map this out. First, you want to check the score. So check the guess if it's right. So let's make that a function. Right? And return something. So we also need to set the difficulty. At the beginning, when we prompt the user, right? Which is a global variable for hard. Transfer hard equals, you get 5 turns for easy equals 10. Right? So our difficulty is here. We prompt the user, right? Def game. And then let's make sure our indentation and clean up some of this code. So we're reorganizing it so that each piece allows us to just call the game. So we also want a global variable number of turns, but we want to keep that within the game. So let's do number of turns. Is set to the difficulty. So how do we pass that? Let's ask the user here, choose the difficulty, hard. We would return this global variable. And if it's hard, we want to return that variable. Great. So in the game, we print out the logo first, then we print out this, set the difficulty, and it will then print out a variable that difficulty set. Okay, so then we want to call the random number and then allow for the guesses to go up to number of turns. So what that does is that it could be 5 or it could be 10. And this tells us if it's too high or if it's too low. So this tutorial uses a while loop and a couple of functions to turn down the counter. However, one of the problems that I will run into here is probably the global number of turns, right? So if we go from 1 to the number of turns, that's when our function will end. So let's test this. Let's see if we're running the game. Oh, we didn't check the guess. So we can actually turn this part into a function. So let's do this. We ask the guess. Okay, let's put this in our function and then call it as a function. So pass the guess. And pass the number. Right? So guess equals make a guess, check guess, but we want to pass in number of turns left. So that's why she had a global variable counting this. Minus I, right? Because that's the number of times. All right, now let's try it. Break outside the loop. Oh, we forgot to pass the number. A number is this. and then the number of turns. So if we pass the number of guesses, where do we break the loop for number of guesses? So if you're right, you return. It doesn't hit any of these, it returns. Okay, there might be a bug here, but let's check. So first we have welcome to the game. Choose the difficulty. Let's try easy. Make sure that it runs correctly. 50. No, looks like I is not defined. So I should be the number of turns that we're passing in that function now. Number of guesses. Right? Or I. You're passing I. Yeah, we're not using number of guesses anywhere else, so that should work. Contained to the function. Okay, let's see if that bug was fixed. Let's see, easy. Let's try 50 again. We're too low. Okay, let's go high. 90 is too high. So 50 and 90. Let's try 45. Too low. Let's try 55. I'm still too low. Let's try 65. Too low. Okay, 75. Still too low. 85. Okay, 95. Too high. So it's between 95 and 100. 85 and 95? Alright, we're thinking too hard. Alright, and then it exits out. Nice. Okay, let's play again and try hard. 7. Too low. 9. 90. It looks like it goes up. So it should actually be decrementing. But it's not. Why is that? That's interesting, bug. Ten minus the number of guesses. The number of guesses is from 1 to 10 here. So number of turns is set to difficulty. Difficulty returns hard if it's hard. It should be 5. So if you have 5 guesses, 10 minus 5, let's see, this number is going up. Ah. Does this get reset every time you call a game? Or, okay, just for print number, so we can make sure that that net isn't looping either. I don't think so, but let's double check. So let's try hard. It's 95. Okay, 88. See how it goes up? It's not supposed to do that. Maybe that's why they use a while loop. Because it goes from 1 to 2, right? So 10 minus 2 should be 8. So then, why did it do the same thing with easy and I just didn't notice? You have 10 guesses. Well, that's not right. I gave it the wrong input. That's another bug. Okay. 1, 2. Ah, yeah, see, it goes up. Okay, you have X number of guesses left. Maybe we don't need this. I can count most of the time. There you go. Now it's counting down. Great. And making sure that it also goes hard. Yeah, 5-4. Great. Okay, so let's stop printing the answer and publish this. Right? Done. Way to go. So we have a game that's continuously running. We have 3 functions, and we have 2 global variables, and we have imported a module. Way to go. That's it.
This concludes today's demo. Come back next time and remember to keep it simple and keep showing up. Hit that subscribe button to see you next time.